times. So we are in soft times, which we had a lot after the 80s, and some soft times. Soft times.
What'd you call me?
Soft times make for soft people. Soft people make for hard times. Hard times make hard people, and hard people make soft times. So
Yes.
the World War II generation made, and the one after made for soft times. And we had those for a while. And then now we have a generation of safe spaces and trophy winners, and everyone's a participant. And you can't tell me I can't compete and go where I want, because I want to go there right now. And the government should help me do it, because the government is mom and dad with a bigger paycheck, which is all I cared about. You guys don't know. The government knows. I know that because I learned that at school.
Have you heard of the book? What's it called? I think it's called The Fourth Turning.
No, is that
about how that very thing, the soft times, soft people, into the whole cycle? I think it argues that every 20-ish years is a turning, one of those times, and you can plot the course over the course of history of where you will be, and right now it is very much soft people, hard times. And
if you don't
it's going to last for the next 7 or 8 years.
If you don't see it and you can't plot it, you haven't had to hire a plumber like you have recently.
That's the worst part. I haven't had to hire them. They're hired by the builder, so I have no say. I can't even say you're being a common sense dummy. I just have to sit back and say, you're right. Sir, the water probably would shut off the valve. That's
we're the plumbers.
The valve that's awful.
We know best. We're the plumbers. I think we know best. Yeah, but physics
doesn't apply to plumbing or electric.
No, none of it. No science applies to anything anymore.
Welcome back to The Ether, the show that disrupts the way you think about running your business. Join me, Brandon, and my co-host, Sean Delaney, the creator of What If, on today's episode. Our goal is to provide context around what we talk about so you have the clarity to cut through the noise and the confidence to grow and run a truly harmonious business. Let's jump in and take the next step to achieving business freedom. You can have business freedom as long as you're not a plumber or an electrician who we've already offended. So can we get a shout out in the comments or a like from all the good plumbers?
An actual plumber who understands things? Yes. We're talking about the new wave of cheap labor who have been coddled and massaged and given and have no skills, and then show up and have the audacity to say, I think I know. I'm the one wearing just like, we talked about the story of the kid showing up to take care of the giant bee situation in the attic. And he's lost from the second he gets here. And I'm not saying anything. And then he's looking up and down. He doesn't know what to do. I said, well, I know what you're trying to do, but I know the nest is up there. And so you got to go up there. Well, I wouldn't know. It's a big, it goes up there. It's a big attic. I can't find it. What do you mean you can't find it? Did you look? You were up there 30 seconds. Well, let me call my boss. What's your boss going to know? He's not even here. This guy's the best. You know what? I want to talk to your boss, because 20 miles away, he's going to tell you where that nest is. This is incredible. Can I watch this? Right, he walks outside. Comes in. Yeah, I guess I got to go up there again. I guess you do. Why is this my problem? I'm still working. You can keep popping your head in again and tell me you're looking for some adult guidance on, I guess I got to go up there again. Okay. Yes. Are there still bees pouring through into my house? Yeah. Then I guess you do. Now he's up there. I still can't. It comes down. Still can't find it. I said, how about this? I'm going to shove I'm going to get I have a pole that we use to clean out the dryer vents. That's bright. I'll shove that thing up into the attic. You can look for that. I'll put a flag on it if it helps you. He goes, well, I wouldn't want to create a hole in your house. I go, there's already a hole. That's where the bees are coming through. I'm going to shove it up there. He's like, well, it might make them angry. I go, you trying to kill them won't make them angry. They're going to be angry. That's why you're wearing a suit. Like, give me the suit. I'll go up there and do it. Bitch, just give me the materials. Oh, anyway. So I shove it up there. He goes, yup. Well, first, he goes, I don't see it. And I hear where he's walking. And he's on the other half of the house. I go, are you above me? And he's like, yeah. I go, go towards the steps. Because we knew they were left of the steps. Why are you right? I didn't say these things. So I just, could you go back to the hole? He looks down. Yeah, bees are stinging the head. Go that way. And so he's going to go. Figures it out. Finally figures it out. Constant. I managed this entire thing. And the audacity. There's some manager sitting in that home office going, well, I manage 6, what do they call them? Chemical applicators out in the field. No, you don't. I'm managing at least one of them. I don't know what's happening over here.
You get paid for that?
I paid for this. He paid for his. They could have just said, I didn't pay for the chemicals. I paid for his time.
Yeah, you should have billed him back your time. But this is ironic too, because this is kind of the conversation of today, right? It's we're talking about the FTC's ban on non-competes. Who are the people that are going to offend that? It's these people who need constant direction, but then also probably say, my manager, my boss has no idea what he's doing. I'm the one in the field. I could run a better beekeeping business or extermination business. And these are the people we're going to have starting businesses.
Non-competes were, think about this. The FTC said, well, we're getting rid of non-competes because we predict, because government's awesome at everything, we predict new businesses are going to spring up. Yes, of thieves, intellectual dunces, of non-starters, of people who see an opportunity because they came and worked for someone and said, oh, they trained me on everything on this. I could go do this myself. Great. Now there's 7 pizza places on this block instead of 1. And by the way, I didn't teach you everything. I taught you what you think you were being taught. In the same way that in institutional business, we see people leaving the Fortune 50 saying, I can run that. Oh, by the way, as part of running a business, I know everything about hiring and firing. Do you? Because there was a lot of institutional support around your natural inclinations that made you better at it. They wrote the job description for HR, wrote the job description, posted it to a million places. The very attractiveness of the big corporate monster that you worked for drew people in droves. They vetted them until they gave you the top 3 candidates, and you talked to all 3 of them, and 1 internal because of internal rules on opportunities, and you picked the person you thought you were going to pick right from the start and said, man, I'm good at this. And then HR took back over and and onboarded them and did all the things. And now you leave and start a business and you go, okay, time to hire. Where on my list of candidates? You don't know the first thing. Now, were they good at it? Probably not, because there's institutional stupidity that's going on there around their department too, but they've pretty much dialed it in if they're at that level, and you didn't realize how much support you were getting. And so here you are, new hire. You go to some brilliant new company. You learn all the things you need to know for your job. And now you think you're going to go and start a new business around what you just learned there. We had this. So there's lots of ways this is going to go bad for people. We had this happen to us where someone was.
Yeah. See last week's episode for the summary of that one, if you're curious.
Someone was here, learned how we do, parroted like a parrot, like a bird's brain can hear words and then repeat them, kind of. not with context, which is how you know they're a bird and not an actual person, right? So this bird squawking things that you literally are saying, like, I'm just going to watch what Brandon's doing now. I can do this. I can learn their entire model. I can just take the tail end and spin it off. I'm not going to change colors or fonts or anything else because, you know, I'm not creative at all. But I'm just going to go out and start a business that is essentially competitive with them. And then I'm going to take all my copy from Brandon because he say words good. Me can't. So I'm just going to say what he says, and it's going to work because it works for you guys. And don't you dare give me a non-compete. Now, non-competes, okay. I think non-compete should be a state issue. I think states that love business and want to encourage business would have non-competes that work for both the business and the people who want to have jobs and not steal, destroy, do anything nefarious. I think there was a way around that. And I think the non-competes should allow people to, every non-compete I've ever written has been put up against the test of, would I be denying this person gainful employment somewhere else? And so don't write it in a way that would say, you can't work anywhere ever because everything we do touches everything you do. That's nonsense. And courts already were going to strike that down. And so you make it geo-focused if that matters. You make it industry focused if that matters. You make it topic focused if that matters. And then you protect yourself with trade secrets and the secret recipe and practices and methods and sources. You do that. Now NDAs become massively important because I can't stop you from working anywhere. So think about this, Brandon, not only here. So we talked about it here. So for the small businesses listening, we have something that you could, it could be stolen a lot. Now, if you steal our words, our content, all those kinds of things, we will come at you with righteous fury.
Well, there's trademark and copyright issues that can't be ignored. Yeah, but as far as the NDA,
so if we hire someone who then says, I know this whole thing, I'm going to just go and do that. Well, then, right, we clearly should be able to say, for that, we're gonna use those other protections. So those are other IP protections and things we could do, because for a lot of entrepreneurs, they're saying things that most people understand already. So someone can't say, oh, I run Facebook ads, and this other person is running Facebook ads, and they say a lot of the same things I say. Yes, because that's where you are, right? Just like, because that's your niche, and so you're all going to talk alike there. Okay, that's not what we're talking about. And then there's the side of what we're doing with BevGraph packaging, and there are patentable things there. Great. But the second we hire somebody, the second we do, we have to worry about, are they some kind of corporate espionage type of person? Because what we have is going to change the world. Wolves will come. So we have to be cognizant of that. Who are we hiring? Background checks become more important. And what were you going to get with a reasonable non-compete? All right, 3 years, you can't go and do this exact same job somewhere. So what happens? We're doing this thing. Coke and Pepsi both say, oh my God, that's incredible. Let's start stealing that. They pencil that in for next month. Maybe somebody comes with not sent by them. Let's not cast aspersions, but someone is hired by us. They're learning every single thing under the hood. And now the competition says, well, I know there's no non-compete. Come here. And now it becomes a benefits package and remuneration kind of play. And so now everyone's getting these massive salaries for things they know at first, as people start jumping ship, and then that gets completely diluted because now anybody could do that. I don't care that you worked at Coke. I worked at Coke. He worked at Coke. Everybody works at Coke. Anybody can get a job there because everybody's jumping ship for a higher paycheck. And now we've destroyed the entire model with any kind of knowledge, all knowledge becomes infinitely transferable, communal, and shared, which I guess is kind of like the internet, but now it's like we'll share everything inside of this company, everything they do.
Well,
You can't
sort
protect
of,
it.
because there's two ways that you could go with this. You could go the Coke route and the KFC route of saying our recipe is so important, our IP is so important to the longevity and survival of this company that we have to break it up so no one person will ever know more than, I'm making up numbers, 8% of this recipe.
Sure.
Meaning that in that context, you need to have so many people together to make a decision or for one thing to happen as a piece of your fulfillment that you've slowed down the entire organization.
But now that's easy. But now that's easy.
What?
But now that's easier.
No, it's not. Wait, what's easier?
Getting those 8 people to jump ship. I'll just throw money at them.
Well, this is the other thing too. So let me get there, because
that's why you have to go NDA. But go ahead.
Yeah, this is why the employee should really, it's time to wake up as a citizen of this country and really see where you fall in this situation, because this has actually been repeated 3 years ago. But the other route is IP litigation is going to be a mess because of this, because now we have to call on trademarks, copyrights, all of this internal processes that are copyrighted. I mean, your processes should be copyrighted if you're running your business the right way. And when people jump ship to chase a higher paycheck or whatever, you can easily litigate for that where you wouldn't have had to with the non-compete. But here's the thing that really bugs me, and where I think the employees of this country and the citizens of this country need to open their eyes. 4 years ago, whatever it was now, you were called by your government non-essential workers. Why do I say that? Because the threshold for the non-compete ban is $151,000 a year salary and under. Above that, non-competes still are in effect, and they can be for the foreseeable future. Meaning, the majority of this country earning less than that, I think it's literally 98 to 99% of the country earn less than that on an annual basis. You just got called non-essential workers 4 years ago, and you're being reinforced as a non-essential worker again. So the government is saying, you are so meaningless in your job. You do not have enough proprietary information and knowledge about what you do that we're willing to just let you go out into the marketplace and not have a non-compete, because there's no possible way you're a true threat to the company that you're working for. Does nobody else see that? Like, America, please, can you wake up?
Right. And that's a new ceiling that you may not want to cross over. Mm-hmm. Just like some people would say, well, if I make that much, now I'm in a different tax bracket. I don't need that nonsense because I'm actually going to lose money unless it's a massive jump. So, hey, we want to promote you. Am I now essential? Because that might mean something to me.
Do I matter?
So now there's a nice little acceptance of your gray uniform as a non-essential corporate employee. We're preparing you for your cube under the factory so you can be paid by us and live in corporate housing and get discounts on our products all in one building. Welcome to China. Isn't that crazy that we seem to be doing things that they do more and more every day? The odds are astronomical, but I guess we won the lottery, America. That's what we're doing. So, because it couldn't be intentional. So NDAs, look what just happened. NDAs became massively important because it's like, I can't stop you from going anywhere. You're going to come here, I'm going to tell you everything, and you're going to go somewhere. And then we can buy you back and they can buy you back, right? If you're that essential, well, the essential level, we can protect that still for now, today. But you still have knowledge. You could still jump ship now. You can go to the competition. Great. Why were we trying to prevent it in the first place? Think about that. And are we still defending against that? No. So now we're going to jump ship all over the place. That's fine. And because they want to, what did they say? Because we want to spur innovation. Yes. So you think someone who comes and works for our company is going to learn enough that then they can you're going to incent them to spin off a new company with our stuff, with everything they learned here, in our space. A non-compete at least got us to say, you can go work somewhere else and use these skills. But in our space with our competition, like, give us a little time. No, doesn't matter, because they're, as you point out, non-essential. You're a cog. You're a gray uniform. No one cares. The message this sends both to every employee, both to anyone who wants to start a business now, seen as a thief, anybody who has a business where they're pouring into things. And they're saying, well, I guess my only hope is an NDA. And they turn on the news, and all they see now is a president being dragged into court because we're all going to talk about how NDAs don't mean anything. And everything that was in it is now out there. So we're going to now already start chipping away at NDAs. It's never about the thing that you think it's about. It's always about something else. So now we're going to start chipping away at NDAs too, because we want to have communal sharing. Communal. What's another word like?
Communal. That's interesting. Yeah. What
communal sharing of information.
Communalism. Let's make that short. Communism.
Information, of salaries. We got to erode the salary gap, erode the time it takes from an innovation to be proliferated amongst other providers, erode the protection of knowledge, the protection of, hey, the training we gave you to skill you up. We're going to erode all of that.
It's very social too. It's socialism.
Because you're talking to a lot of people, because you're getting on the phone saying, guess what I just learned?
Mm-hmm.
This, and this. Want to hire me? I sure do. And it's very communal.
Very communal.
All that kind of thing, but it is the antithesis of whatever you're trying to do as an entrepreneur, and entrepreneurs are the spark, the engine, the a force for growth, innovation, and betterment of all. And so as an entrepreneur, fight this, fight everything for your freedom to run your business, protect your assets, and make things happen for the world and your employees in the space that you create. And do not cede that to government, because government has never made any business better than it's made itself.
No. And I was going to ask too, because that was kind of that's the leading direction, is you take away non-competes. Okay. We still have trademarks, copyrights, patents, most importantly, probably NDAs. Put your lawyer hat on for just a second here. Is it easy to, in a court, for a judge to say this NDA looks way too much like a non-compete, and to basically nullify that as well? Because that's clearly where they're going with this.
Is it easy? Well, I don't, my God, my lawyer hat.
I don't know about easy, but like, is that kind of the progression of where we're going?
The judicial system now seems just unmanageable. I don't know what anything means anymore. So where are they going? What are they doing? Because you literally will see things like, I'm just going to put a gag order on you. Well, you can't gag me on that. I just did. Yeah, but you can't appeal it. Like, who cares? Like, we can just do that now. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to get political and make that sound like I'm pro-Trump or pro-Biden or pro anybody. I know the law. I know you can't do that. It's like, yeah, but this is an exception because he's really bad. There's no such thing. Vote for that. Let me see senators who write that law. Let me see it. And let me see the court's interpretation of it before you just start going, if I say it long enough, it's true. It's the Wild West out there. What I'm saying is this: there's one ultimate protection for every single entrepreneur, because please do not go to sleep tonight as an entrepreneur trying to do amazing things in the world. Do not think that I don't control this and the government controls what I can do. If your product is needed in the world and your core values and mission and vision align with helping people, and you have your value exchange set in the right direction, governments can say and do anything they want, but at some point the economics will take over. You have to be so good they can't shut you down. You have to be so good they can't shut you down. And that should have been your mission as an entrepreneur to begin with. Unless you have a hobby business, you said, I like to play here and make a little money to support it. That's great. If you're trying to really serve people with your business's mission, then you should already be thinking, I want to be so good. I don't have to worry about my marketing. I don't have to worry about the government. I don't have to worry about convincing people. I don't have to worry about influence. I don't have to worry about any of that. It's so good. Barriers will be removed, and I will execute towards that all day, every day. That's the only protection you have, because they can't take that away from you. And that's what your constituents, your avatars, your customers want from you.
And the name for that is to run a harmonious business, because when you have a harmonious business, by definition, you don't have people wanting to jump ship. You don't have things that are able to be stolen or thieverized from other people. And the government does not have a hold on your business. Everything that Sean just said. The first step to see if you have a harmonious business, of course, we say it a lot, is to go to whatif.com. We'll tell you if you do. We'll tell you how you rank as a harmonious business or not. Go take our assessment. It's called the BAD, because we're in a bad situation here, but we want to make it better. We can show you how to make it better and how to build a harmonious business.
And these things aren't scripted. Look what you did at the end.
Look at us shooting laser beams and purple blue circuses. That's enough on this. We've talked enough about the FTC's ban on non-competes. You got to protect your business, though. You got to protect yourself and run a truly harmonious business. That's our goal for you. We want to give it to you. Honestly, it's literally free. If you take this assessment, you'll get the results. You can chart that roadmap for yourself at no cost without ever speaking to us. So please go ahead, do it. Don't try to thieverize it, though, because it is copyrighted and it's part of our trademark. So don't make a dumb decision. We'll see you next week on the Ether. Thanks for watching.